All right, welcome back into Cash and Tickets. Here we are. There's Paul to my left, right? Well, depends on how you look. Well, you're looking at me, and your face is looking at me, right?
And I'm
So,
not upside
and you're
down.
not upside down. We have
Boy,
light. We still got to get more light in the room itself, but
we got a
you can see
backdrop.
our beautiful faces now much better than you could last time. I mean, well done to Paul getting that taken
How
care of.
about that? Now I got the door out.
And you got the you had the door in. That's quite all right. We're still working. So yeah, here we go. Cash and tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets, and that is Mr. Paul Robertson, and I'm Franklin Johnson. You can catch us on Twitter at Poolside Bets. You can find our videos on YouTube at Poolside Bet No S. So Paul, maybe wasn't the best weekend for yours truly, or we did okay though. I think that was maybe like a break in weekend, a break even, or maybe just a little bit over. I mean, if you're over, hey, if you're in the plus, you're in the plus. I mean, that's
Yeah,
right.
I did pretty good. I I missed the one big thing I did is I tried that teaser with the Ole Miss and
Yeah,
the
that
under
got us.
that one hurt, but I did really good on that Tennessee big bet I hit. Lost to Kentucky -7. I don't know what that was about,
Will
but
Levis didn't play, and that's all you need to know. They're
yeah,
not good without him.
yeah. Southern Miss +7 didn't hit that one. I covered the Rutgers bet. I hit a live bet with Oklahoma State and Ole Miss. They were both losing at the time.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
I just
I forgot
happened to
about
be in
that.
the right spot at the right time. Got a little money back there. Hit 90 on the old Leprechaun slot machine thingy.
Yeah, yeah, you did. That thing was hot Saturday. Yeah, we were both sitting at the Gold Strike at the sports book there at the Gold Strike, the restaurant they got there. We watching all the games and having a little food and playing a little slot machine there at the bar, and so having had ourselves a big and rich time at the
Yo,
at the Gold Strike Saturday. Yeah, I mean our
yeah.
two big bets we both liked was Tennessee and Wisconsin, and boy, like we tell everybody else, don't stretch yourself out too thin. And boy, I mean, I guess the only thing I can tell you there is do as I say, not as I do.
Shit.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we stuck to that, if we stuck to Tennessee and Wisconsin, we make an absolute mint. Of course, I had to go back to the well with the Ole Miss under because it was 5-0. Got in there on Kansas, but hey, that's a push. +7. They lost by 7.
Yeah.
So they didn't, I hate they didn't win. They lost. By the way, Jalen Daniels is out for the year. He's done
I
for the
tell you, that
Jayhawks.
backup
That
did
back,
not.
hey, Bean was slinging it,
He didn't
baby.
look scared at all. He
You
just
know
went out
who
there
he
and went to
looked better
work.
than? He looked better than the Oklahoma backup QB.
You better wait a minute now.
Well, it wasn't General Booty. It
Okay,
was
well,
somebody
speak.
else.
Okay, you're okay then. You don't talk about the general.
Well, Venables doesn't know who to play. If Booty's not playing, what are you doing?
I don't understand why.
You put up 0 points. Maybe try somebody else.
Boy, Jeff Levy. Maybe
Hmm.
send text message to Lane Kiffin about, hey,
Hey,
you
maybe
know,
I didn't mean everything I
that's
said.
my
I didn't mean
bad.
it. I didn't mean it. I
You're
still love
always
you.
been the one.
You've been the one. That's right.
I was going through a bad time.
So that's a little recap. Yeah, we again we the the two big bets we really liked. Tennessee and Wisconsin, easy money. Both came home really easy.
Yeah.
And of course Texas proved to be. I had them in a little parlay, but I also had I threw Arkansas in there, but I did. Then when KJ didn't start, that thing was over from the first kick. I
Yeah,
mean,
nothing.
State just took them down big time. So big win there by State. They keep rolling. The Bulldogs keep going. But that's enough about college football. You know what we're about to get at. We're about to get Friday night
Woo!
lights. Let's talk about. Hey, look, could that place have been any more lit Friday night here in Clarksdale, Mississippi?
Man, that was a slap party.
Well, that's all it was. I don't think anybody watched football. I mean, God bless us. We couldn't see it from where
I
we
know.
were.
I'm 100% sure that a horse was riding around
We
somewhere. I
did see
don't know if that was real or wasn't real. I don't know,
we
but
did see a horse. That we did. Yeah, the graduating classes showed out for homecoming everywhere there around the stadium. They were blocked off, and they had their grills and their tables and their tents, and 95 was there. We didn't do a great job of setting up, but we figured it out. 98 showed up. Paul, they had cloth covered chairs and had even had a slogan like "Bacon 8" or something. I'm
Yeah,
not sure what
yeah,
the
they got after
maybe.
it.
So yeah, Paul and I were both there. We had a great time there at the homecoming, Clarksdale High, and boy, the game did not go the way we thought it was going to go. But the Wildcats did get the win.
It's one of those conference or district games that both teams know each other so well, kind of. I just think, and I think a little bit too. Clarksville High was playing with their food a little bit.
It seemed like it early. If we got there early, we could still see the game in the first half, and just that I didn't see the energy on the field.
Yeah, well, there was a full blown party happening outside
Well,
the
that's
field,
true.
and they were
That
like,
and that may be a little
"Hey."
disconcerting when you're out there. It's like, dude, look at all the. Maybe we shouldn't talk about what was outside the fences, but hey, it was a party. That's what it was. It was a party.
definitely a party. Um, yeah, they won 2014. Like I said, one big party. It was an incredible time. I know they got some big things coming up. When they host Kahoma County in 2 weeks. I
2 weeks,
believe.
yeah. Going across town to going back to their old home field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offensively, the Wildcats racked up 245 yards total. Kelly Jones had 12 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a freaking fumble. Can't have
Hey,
those.
look, somebody's got to step up. Look, Kelly can't continue to carry this team. I get it. Sometimes you got one guy carrying the team, but man, if they can get,
Well, yeah.
and it hadn't been that well. The last 2 games have been that way. Kelly's just been carrying them.
Yeah, they lost their starting running back to a broke ankle against Greenwood, which
That's no good.
Yeah, we'll get into here in a little bit because I got some other notes that I got some good stuff from the coach this week. Monreca's McGregor, he had 6 carries, 26 yards. Cabby and Gilmore had 3 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Bryson Williams had 6 carries for 60 yards. Bryson, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, is a sophomore.
Okay, so maybe he's going to come along. So maybe he got thrown in since the other guy got hurt.
Yeah, him and Monreca's McGregor are both sophomores. Cabby and Gilmore's a junior.
Youngsters.
Yeah. Defensively, that they do what they do. That defense just eats. They don't care.
Surely over there on your stats, my boy Daniel Wilson popped out again, right there
on the top.
right there on the top.
All right, so I looked today, and they have state Gatorade Player of the Year, 4,
Right.
5, 8, 6, or whatever. And I don't understand why Kelly Jones didn't hire.
He's not. Is he? Where is he in the ranking?
In the division, he's in the top 10 or 12, maybe. I don't.
You talking about in 4A?
Yeah, I'll get better on that. I was just briefly looking, but what I was really wanting to look at was defensive linebackers, players.
Yeah, right. Where's our boy Daniel Wilson at?
Yeah, he's not even. But he had 15 tackles, 1 fumble recovery.
Hadn't he had double-digit tackles every game? The kid's all over the field.
Yeah, he's done well.
And what are they, a 6-2 team now?
No, they won one game.
Just the one, South Panola. So 6-1.
And would have won that game if the chicanery wasn't.
Yeah, we heard about that. That was a bad call there. What was it, a fumble they overturned or something?
One of them deal. They call it,
shouldn't have overturned it or something like that.
One of them Alabama deals.
Yeah, sounds like it.
He had 15 tackles, 1 fumble recovery. Patrick Broomfield had 7 tackles, 1 pick, 58-yard return. Didn't get to the end zone. I wish you would have got to the end zone,
but he got it on down there.
Yeah, next time get home.
Yeah, make the extra effort. Paul says.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Sophomore, Jaquarius Herring, 13 tackles, 1 pick, 15 yards. My favorite name, senior Simeon Ross, 13 tackles.
Oh, I love it.
Junior,
You remember Simeon Rice?
Yeah.
It was defensive end, played for Tampa Bay. I think he was playing for Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl way back in the John Gruden. And who was the quarterback then? It was Brad Johnson, who was just there. That defense carried him all the way.
He was a great hander offer.
Yeah.
Junior Calvin Oaten, 13 tackles, and junior Kevin Gilmore, 12 tackles.
So the defense played. The defense did their job.
Yeah, and I'm aware I say a lot, but I'm working on it.
Who's gonna? Nobody's counting. Nobody's counting, right? Surely nobody's out there counting.
Yeah, what's the over under on the Paul St. on tonight? All right. So, anyways, kind of talking to Coach Maddox and some of them guys. Since Kamari Gamble went down with an ankle injury against Greenwood, it's been running back by committee. Raymond Hill, Marcus McGregory, Kevin Gilmore, and Markel Harper is a name I hadn't heard this year. He was really bragging on how well they stepped up, learned blocking assignments. And being a running back ain't all about getting the ball and running with it. You gotta know, you gotta protect the quarterback.
That's right.
You gotta block. You gotta do all that. And they're very proud of the next man mentality, next man up mentality. Like if somebody goes down, you gotta freaking answer.
Hey, it's your time, and make the most of it.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Of course, I like to always call out the big fellas.
Yeah,
they did a heck of a job. I want to see if I can get this thing to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know when or how, but I want to see if I can convince Coach Maddox to put one of my big guys in at fullback.
And just let him get one carry one time?
I just want to see it dance.
Just a big guy dance. Who doesn't like a big guy dance? Like John Madden said, I love to see a fat guy score. Why not? One time.
Let my big man get a touchdown.
He's been blocking for you all year.
He got bloody knuckles and whatnot.
Yeah,
let the man get him a tutty.
Give him a little fun.
So we're gonna see if we can get that to happen. Defensively, sophomore Lamarcus Hicks Jr. stepped up. They got an injured DB. Young man's got good size, good ball skills. He's over 6 foot tall.
Oh, okay.
He's really been improving every game, according to the coaching staff. Rhymes Chess, and if I'm not mistaken, is that not the coach that you talked to?
It may be his son. Maybe that's why he's coaching. Yeah, Trent Chess, guy I graduated with. He was out there coaching. We met him, last week? Yeah, last Wednesday.
And I wasn't able to make it out to a practice today because of work and stuff, but I'll be back pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's coaching. Maybe his son.
Rhymes Chess. He's a 9th grader. He's been getting more and more playing time. He's starting to pick up what's going on. He's still got he's got 3 more years after this year, so they're really proud of his growth and what he's doing. Next week they travel to Yazoo City. I think they play them at Jackson Prep on that field for some reason.
Yeah.
This same team.
What do we think about Yazoo City?
Gentry just beat them. I mean, they're 0-7 on the year.
Oh, 0-7. Okay, so you don't lose this game.
Hey, Coach Maddox, get me a big guy touchdown.
Yeah, I mean this is where you have a little fun, right? Yeah. Let some of those kids get some young ones in there. Let some of the big guys do something. Give them the ball there, 1 yard line. Unless Kelly Jones just run them in from 50 all night long. Yeah, I mean, take a knee at the 1.
Gentry beat them, I think 34-6. I'm not going to predict the score here because
this could be bad.
Yeah,
this could be bad.
Yeah, get my guys. Get everybody in the end zone.
We don't want to. I don't know. We don't know if this is going to happen. We're tossing it around. We still got to talk to the administration. We've got to. I've got to go and watch our guys over at Lee Academy, see everything they've got set up and what they're doing. But this is what Poolside Bets is tossing around. Paul and I are tossing around the idea of YouTube streaming, live streaming, the first playoff game for the Clarksdale Wildcats. Mostly because it appears the way they've done, they should get a first-round home game.
That last game of the year is going to be huge.
Yeah, you go get that last game, and then they should clinch a first-round playoff game at home. And if so, and we talk to the right people and we get everything, we get to set up the way that we need it, make sure we have everything that we need, we're going to do our best to live stream the playoff game. Now, you may not want us to on the call, but we have some of the equipment and hopefully we get out there and do it. And if the minimum thing that you do is watch them, at least we're providing that, right, Paul?
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. It's not just a radio station.
You don't want to listen to us.
You'll be able to watch the kids play. You'll be able to hear some of the fans and all that good stuff. And then, we'll do the best we can calling the game.
That's right. We'll try to be as
give her the old college
safe
try.
as we can be and
Might be a slight delay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it'll be a little delay, but I
Uh,
mean, you where you gonna catch the Wildcats anywhere else? And
uh,
if we're not, if we're doing it, are you gonna get it live anywhere else unless you're at the game?
yeah, it's gonna be good.
I
We're
mean,
we're gonna have a good time.
so we're gonna give it our best shot, and hopefully we get to pull that off and get that done. It'll be a learning experience for everybody, for us, for those who live out of town. And look, the way that Clarksdale showed up Friday night, they're interested.
Yeah.
Obviously, they still love their alma mater. They still love where they came from, went to high school, because that place was packed. It was lit. It was all the fun you can imagine. It was just a big, gigantic party.
Yeah, I think that what they're gonna be doing for the Coma County game is, I hope I don't get this wrong. I think the Clarksdale High fans are gonna wear black, and then the Coma County are gonna wear red
But that's 2 weeks,
in
right?
2 weeks. Yeah, the
Next
next
Friday.
next time they're
Yeah.
at home. So if you have plans on going, you can look on the Clarksdale High website and see what their plans are for that game. But they're gonna make it an event. It's like a which cat's better kind of. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like a
Panthers and the
yeah, they're
Cats.
gonna get together, have a good football game. And it's gonna be a community get together.
Well, they should play each other more. Like I think now that the Clarksville Wildcats actually play Lee Academy in baseball.
Yeah,
I mean, we live in the same town,
yeah,
and all it is extra competition. It's
yeah,
extra reps.
yeah.
Who cares who wins? It's
Well,
not conference. You're not even. I mean, get
yeah,
out there and play ball.
yeah. Iron sharpens iron, or
That's
whatever the
right.
saying
It's
is.
good for everybody.
Well, let's get after it.
It's not like college where an FBS team may lose to an FCS team. There's things that can happen. This is not.
Uh,
This is high school football.
Jimbo, you okay?
Are you? Well, no, Appalachian State's an FBS. They're not championship series.
But Jimbo, are you okay?
No, it's not okay.
That's because I care.
They almost beat
Don't care.
Alabama, man. What are you talking about?
Hell,
All right, so
so
we're
did
gonna
Texas.
yeah, that's true. We're gonna continue on with Friday Night Lights. We've got Lee Academy last week traveled just down the road, about 30 minutes down the road, to take on the Bayou Colts, they're Cleveland, Mississippi. And again, like I mentioned last week, this was a step up in class. Bayou is a 5A school. Lee is 4A, and boy, Lee took it to them early. They had a lead twice in the first half, 7-0 and 14-7. Bayou ties it up, 14 all at the half, and then they just take over in the second half. And the Bayou Colts take it 31-14 as they scored 17 unanswered in the second half. And look, they did all they could do. That it can be found in the rushing yards. Um, on the ground, Bio had 245 yards rushing, and Lee Academy had 83. I mean, they controlled the ball the entire second half, and Lee just couldn't get them off the field. And then when they got the ball on offense, there wasn't a whole lot that they could do. But again, like I said, it's not a conference game. They're okay. It breaks their 6-game winning streak. They're now 6-2 on the season, with their only 2 losses coming to 5A schools in Mag Heights and Bio. They still have a leg up in their division. They're 3-0. The only other team that could catch them as far when it's over is Oak Hill, and they have the head-to-head with Oak Hill. So Lee's going to win their district, so they're in great shape.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the replay of that game. Lee Academy, they were there. It was weird. It's almost
They
like,
controlled the first half. They played really, really well. They couldn't do anything in the second
I
half.
saw a couple of drop passes, but
Yep.
it's almost like there was some chicanery a little bit. They ought to be proud of what they did, though. I mean, that score does
Absolutely.
not indicate how close that game was.
Now look, yeah, in the scope of the game, if you look at the the third downs, I think Lee Academy was 4 for 11, and Bio was 3 for 11. Both teams combined to go 0 for 12 on fourth down. So both
Would I have a punter?
I don't know what we're doing. So yeah, it's just like I said, really, it's in the rushing yards. 245 to 83. Apparently, Bio just controlled the game on the ground in the second half, and Lee Academy just couldn't punch it in. The defense for Bio was just too much for Lee Academy in the second half.
Yeah, they ain't hurt though. They're good.
No, they're in great shape. Your top performers of the game Your quarterback, William Walker, was 9 of 20 for 92 yards, a touchdown and interception. Your leading wide receiver was back to the top of the pack was Tanner Fava. 4 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown. He had a long reception of 20. And a good name to see. Number 2 was Will Mosier, who I mentioned last week, who was the leading receiver. So Will's on a little roll here. Mosier had 2 receptions for 21 yards, along with 15. So he's coming along. Maybe just he's a little younger. Took some time, but hey, kids keep stepping up. And you got their guy Bird came back. Aiden Bird came back, and he's just trying to get himself reacclimated. You break your collarbone. You got to get your legs back under you, your football. You can do all the running you want to on the treadmill and trying to stay in shape, but game shape is completely different. So he's just getting back acclimated, and he'll be good to go as the season progresses. So it's good to see that he's still healthy. Your leading rusher once again was Montavious Artis, who had 14 attempts for 68 yards and a touchdown, along with 23. So some of the same names we've been hearing. Like I said, like I mentioned last week, I thought it was going to be Walker, Artis, and Fava, and that's what it is this week. But Will Mosier took it last week, and he had 2 catches this week. So he's coming on along, so that's great to see. It's good for the Colts. And like I said, they're in great position to win their district. And I don't think the Oak Hill's 2-1, Lee Academy's 3-0, and there's only 1 game left for each team. Wow. So if they both finish 3-1 with the head-to-head, Lee Academy should still be the district champs, I'd imagine, right?
It's kind of hard to overcome those.
I'd imagine the tiebreaker would be head-to-head.
Yeah, if you're inclined to,
I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm just saying that's the only way. But this week is homecoming for the Lee Academy Colts, and in strolls Carroll Academy. And look,
is that Grenada?
Yeah, no, it's outside of Greenwood. It's in between Greenwood and Grenada.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out there.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But man, not an easy homecoming. Usually you try to schedule, homecomings and think you're going to win. This is the tough one. Carroll comes in 4-4, but they're playing a much tougher district there. They're both 4A, but again, like I said, Carroll's in District 1. They got St. Joe's out of Greenville, who's just been dominant over the last few years. They're in that district. And look, you got 4. They both have 4 common opponents.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. They both dominated Kirk Academy.
Okay. All right.
They both dominated Indianola. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. Carroll demolished Oak Hill 48-7.
Mm-hmm.
Lee Academy beat them 33-26.
Well.
And they both played Mag Heights. They both took a step up and played Mag Heights. Carroll lost 52-18, but Lee lost 42-0. So, look, I get it. Carroll comes in. You see the 4-4 record. You got 6-2 for the Colts, but this is going to be a dog fight. Yeah. When I talk to my boy Bobby, who sends me all these, once again, thank you, Bobby, for all the information. Mr. Bobby Spinks there, the play-by-play guy on the YouTube live stream for the Lee Academy Colts.
We're going to need some help, Bobby, just letting you know.
Yeah, we're going to come I told him we were coming to see him. But he said, look, they got 4 senior guys that are there to take you out. They're not just hard hitters. Yeah. They don't want you to see Saturday morning. So they're coming in. They're coming with a vengeance. They're coming in knowing it's homecoming for Lee Academy.
You can't tackle what you can't catch, though.
Also true.
That quarterback.
William Walker and Tanner Fava might just run around them, and Artis may just run away from them all day.
Yeah, good luck hitting that guy hard. He might end up on the wrong side of that Artis, man.
That's right. He's just chasing all day.
Just briefly, watching the Bio Academy game, it looks like sometimes like the moment got a little bit too big. It just slow down.
You know what happens?
Take a minute.
You know what happens? They went in there and they took 2 leads in the first half, right? So when you come out of halftime, you should have this. Hey, we got a shot here to beat this team, and it'd be a great win for them on their own. And then in the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter as far as playoff seedings. It probably doesn't matter that much, but it's a big win, a big confidence booster. And I guarantee you when Bio took that first lead in the second half, some of that wind that came out of the sails. Like, just slow down,
Yeah.
take a breath. You know,
Yeah, this Friday night, go out there before the game, do some of that woosah,
yeah, that's right.
and then go have fun, man. Especially on that offensive side. Just don't get ahead of the game. Let it come to you. Let it happen.
That's
And
right.
y'all, when you look up at the end of the game,
You'll
y'all
see
be
what
proud
happens.
of what happened.
That's right. And it's a big game, even though it's not a district game for them. They've already secured a playoff berth. They'll finish no worse than the number 4 seed in the state playoff. But if they win this game, if they can be victorious over Carroll Friday night, they could help secure a 3 seed in the tournament, which would be great. You know, the higher you are, the better your chances are. You're gonna maybe a little weaker team. So look, we're pulling for the Colts Friday night. I don't know what the color scheme is. I did not see that this week, but any combination of green and white, I'm sure will do just fine. If you're out there and you hear somebody singing that night, that's my lovely wife. She's supposed to sing Friday night there at the homecoming. Good luck to all you senior maids. I meant to get the names of all the senior maids, but I hate to mention one and not know all four. I know they do have 4 senior maids. Maybe I'll get that information and bring it up later. Like I said, again, I know 2 or 3 of them, but I don't know all. I think I know 3 of the 4, but I don't want to mention 3 and leave out one. So I'm not gonna bring those names up right now. But I will talk about. I know I mentioned the Lee Academy softball 2 or 3 weeks ago. The softball team had made it to the state tournament. They went down to McGee. Did not turn out as well as they had liked. Lee Academy went down there, went 0-2, and they were out of the state playoff tournament, but that's okay. It was a great season. And so just I want to mention a couple of things here. You had 2 players from Lee Academy, 2 seniors from Lee Academy make the MAIS All-Star team. That is Mary Logan Jackson and Faith Carter Bailey from the Phillies. So congratulations to Mary Logan and to Faith Carter. I'm sure they were well deserving of the award, and so I just wanted to give a shout out. And then they have a future. You know how they do like in the Major League Baseball, they got all stars. They have the future. You know,
Yeah.
there's a future game.
Right.
Well, they had a girl who got recognized as a MAIS fast pitch future. Yeah, it's a mouthful. So I think she's a freshman or a sophomore. She's quite young. Bella Fava, there for the Phillies, made it to the future game
Well,
with
the
the Colts.
Faber family full of athletes, ain't
Yeah, they got them all. So congratulations again to your All-Stars, Mary Logan Jackson and Faith Carter Bailey from the Phillies. I think that game is coming up. Oh, and one more shout out. I forgot. The coach for the All-Star White team is your very own Tom Fleming from the Lee Academy Phillies.
Here we go.
So congratulations to Tom and good luck to all those girls that are playing for him, because I guarantee you he's going to coach to win. So
He's gonna get the most out of
he's
them.
gonna he's gonna show up and show out that day, I am sure. So again, Friday night homecoming. Come on out, green or white. I don't know. I hope it's green or. I mean, you think it's green or white. I don't know the color scheme. Watch them have a blackout or something, and I'm all
We
messed
can
up.
pay attention to the Facebook page. He's
Yeah.
wrong, he'll fix it.
That's right.
So Lauren's doing the national anthem, huh?
Well, I don't know if she's doing the national anthem, if they're doing some kind of song and halftime for the homecoming, but I know she's singing. She did the national anthem a couple of weeks ago, but she did say she's singing this Friday night.
All right. So is there a song for like so? I guess when you crown Miss America, I'm sure they sing us something. Do they do that for the?
I don't remember. You know, I was on the field. I was on the field one time when my daughter was one of the maids, but I don't remember what they did when they crowned the queen. I'm trying to figure out who the senior maids are. I'm going to bring up that later. I know 3 of the 4,
Yeah.
but I can't remember the 4th, so I don't want to say just 3 now. So I'm going to send out a message to see if we can't get that information before we. You know what I mean. I don't want to mess up something here.
Yeah, because we're so perfect.
We're so good, right? Where else we're going, Paul? So look, hey, Friday Night Lights is getting better. We're getting more and more information. That's great, and we hope we get to call a game. Well, not call, but get to YouTube live stream it for the playoff game for the Wildcats, and that'll be fantastic for everybody involved.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, you correct me if I'm wrong on that YouTube live. I think you can comment.
Yeah, there's a comment section.
So if you want to comment, and if we're not doing enough job of accurately telling everybody how bad the referees are,
You
let us know.
know.
Just let
Yeah.
us know. We'll
We'll,
we'll we'll, we'll figure it out.
hey, we made it in a position where we could yell at them if we're gonna make it. We
We
can
do. Hey,
tell
no,
them something.
no. We do have flags.
Mm-mm.
You think we could get one to
I
the?
forgot. If we throw it hard enough, we may be able to get it to the field.
We got challenge flags too.
That's-
Baby.
yeah, hell
This
yeah, we
thing's
do.
happening.
So look, if you have stuck around for the 30 minutes to listen to Friday Night Lights, congratulations to you. I'm glad you're still hanging around. I know you're just on pins and needles to know what games we're looking at for the college weekend. So look, looks like I've got the information. Here we go. Your homecoming senior maids, Lee Academy, out there going for the queen, going to get that title, going to get that crown. How many diamonds you think's on that? Probably not any. What do you think, Paul?
Read the names,
I read,
man.
Let's get to the name. All right. Your senior maids this weekend are Katie Sherrod, Georgia Dulaney, Mary Hollis Lawrence, and Mary Logan Jackson. So, yeah, I did know 3 of them. I did not know one of the names. So, look, congratulations for making it, and good luck to all 4 of you. To whoever wins, I'm sure you'll represent the school
What do they?
well.
I'm not. I ain't real. Did they kick field goals for it? How do they decide who the winner is?
They vote. The kids vote.
Oh, they don't like.
The students vote.
I thought they might have a 40-yard dash.
It'd be a whole lot cooler.
Yeah.
My daughter would have been down for that if they had some
Little punt, pass, and kick.
yeah, a little punt, pass, and kick.
Yeah,
Look,
that'd be
if
good.
that had if they'd have did a tackling deal, she'd have liked that part. If they had some kind of, but she wouldn't want her to do a tackling dummy. She'd have wanted to have somebody standing out there that she could tackle for real.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's a little.
Nah. Good luck. Good luck to all the people.
Good luck to the
involved
maids there, the senior maids.
And good luck to the dads that walk them out there, because that's not easy.
Hey, you stand out there, you don't know, and
You're
you know you
sweating.
want your daughter to win, and then what do you
Yeah.
say when she doesn't win? It's a big ordeal.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of. It's stressful.
They're all
Believe
winners.
me, I've walked on that field. I know what it's like.
They're all winners. All right.
All right, so
Go
let's move
Colts.
along. That's Friday Night Lights. Go Wildcats. Go Colts. Go get them this weekend. We'll be pulling for you. And
I may walk down the street and check that game out.
I think I'm going to be there Friday night. My wife's going to be there. I'm going to try to go out there and see Bobby and Sean and check out their YouTube live and see how they get it all set up so that we can be more prepared. And anybody that's watching this, if you would like to throw in a sponsorship spot, if we call one of those games, we wouldn't.
My hair's a mess.
Yeah, it's
can't-
just
I
a
can't.
mess. We wouldn't yell at you for it,
Yeah.
and we surely wouldn't charge you a whole lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, well,
But we'll get to that at some point. So look forward to that. So let's move forward, Paul. Look, not only is college football just, and why does it go so fast?
oh God, everything's about to happen.
Look,
It's about to be
NHL,
overload.
NHL just opened up the Major League Baseball playoff season. Boy, did you catch that from? If you'd have caught me, I went 3-1 in the wild card round in the opening games.
Well,
Now I mentioned it last
I know who didn't
Thursday
win.
but anyway, I digress.
No.
I hit the Yankees and Astros last night. Thankful for that 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth by the Astros.
Mm.
That was really sweet.
That was a fun game to watch, though. It was like they went. I mean, was it the Mariners?
Yeah, Mariners and Stros.
Yeah, the Mariners got out there and they took the lead, and the Astros pulled up on them. They separated again. They got pulled up on again. They separated. Then the Astros come back and won it. So.
Yeah, the big homer in the bottom of the ninth there, the walk off. Yeah. Okay, so college football.
Yeah,
Here we
well-
are, week 7, 8. If you count that 0, I don't know. I'm done counting.
Yeah, they're playing again.
Yeah, everybody's playing again. So here we go. You want to talk about what games you're looking at? Maybe
Yeah, I got.
thinking about
It's
this
gonna.
weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a little minute, I think, but I'm pretty sure you need a break over there.
You trying to tell me I talk too much?
No, I'm just saying that I did more writing than normal on college football this
Oh, I'm
week.
glad. Yeah, I'm ready to hear it.
All right, so I got a lean on Marshall tonight. I don't have really a rhyme or reason for.
Well, they're not gonna hear this till tomorrow, so it'll be over.
Yeah, so edit it if I'm wrong. No, I don't.
And if you're watching this right now, the Cajuns are up 3-0 on Marshall
Adorable.
early in the first
Don't you
quarter.
love that boy? Anyways, I don't even have the spread right. I think it's 10 and
It
a
was
half.
it was 10. It was
Yeah.
10.
All right, so 11 o'clock Saturday morning. Illinois is getting 6.5. If it gets to a touchdown, I love Illinois here.
Who they got at home?
Minnesota. 70.
Boy, they've been playing good.
Who?
Illinois.
Oh, okay. 72% of the money and 68% of the bets made are on Minnesota. Minnesota has the number one total defense in the country.
Yep.
Okay. Illinois is third.
Ooh, good against good, huh?
Illinois is second in the country in red zone defense. I don't see
How Minnesota gets in?
I don't see how in a low scoring game with two equally matched teams you can give them a touchdown. If it gets to 7, I'm gonna hammer that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like last week's. This feels like Illinois, Iowa from last week, right?
Yeah.
What's the over under in that game? Is it
it's
in the 50s?
No, hell no. It's in the 30s.
That's hard to
maybe
take.
38. It may be 34.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have it pulled up right now.
How much?
I'll look in a minute though.
How sad is it when you have to take unders? Because you just
It's a terrible afternoon.
it's not fun. It's not fun.
All right, this is the one you're gonna just beat me up over.
Well, give it to me. Can't wait to hear it.
Buffalo minus 17.
Good God. Look, how many times have we gone over this? You don't ask a bad team to win, right? Oh, they playing? Who are they playing? Akron?
UMass.
Oh, UMass. Well, that makes sense.
83% of the bets on Buffalo. 62% of the money is on.
So you're with the public here. Congratulations, sir.
No. 62% of the money's on UMass.
They think UMass gonna cover 17, huh?
Buffalo has righted the ship, man.
They're 3-3 now. I see.
Pull their last few games
I'm
up.
pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. Now you make a good point. I forgot. They played Coastal really close, and since that game, they're 3-0.
I don't know if it's me betting on them and they just completely ruined their season, or I'll find out this Saturday because I'm going to bet on them minus 17.
I don't hate that.
I'm fading the money and I'm fading my sanity here.
Let's see. All right, so Buffalo in their last,
they got it turned around.
They are 5-0 against their spread in their last 5 games, and that's dating back.
So
that's all this year.
Yeah,
they covered against Maryland. They covered against Coastal. They were plus 6.5 against EMU, and they beat them outright.
Right.
They were -3 against Miami, Ohio. They just did cover that, and they beat the dog shit out of Bowling Green. No. Hey, yeah, UMass covered against Liberty last week.
Yeah, I don't.
What was Brother Hugh doing?
He's worried about that Auburn job.
Look, he's getting that job.
Yeah. All right, that's a 12 o'clock kick. Buffalo minus 17.
I don't hate it, Paul. I don't hate it. I think
I already know they're on. Anyways, they burnt me before, so be careful with it. 2:30. 2:30 kick. NC State plus 3.5.
Oh my! Why? I didn't even write that game down because look, they won last week, but are they at home? No, they're on the road. They're going to the old Carrier Dome.
It's not. It can't be. They don't. Remember, it was so funny because they called it the Carrier Dome.
Well, it's not anymore. I don't think it's called the Carrier Dome.
Because they don't have air conditioning.
Hey, Garrett Schrader and the Syracuse. You realize Syracuse is undefeated, right?
All right, let me read my notes here.
Well, give me your notes. I got to hear this.
All right.
And I'm the Wolfpack fan, but man,
Yeah, but you're getting over a field goal, man. They're the better team. Syracuse
They
is having a good
barely
year. They
beat
haven't played.
Florida State, man.
Florida State's not bad, dude.
They
They're
beat them
not bad.
19 to
I
17.
told you in the beginning of the year, Florida State's not going to be bad.
They're not good.
They're not. No. Oh, you better watch that. Man.
They're
I'm
not
just
good.
telling you.
They're not good.
Syracuse hasn't played anybody either.
Well, that's true. Let's take a look at Syracuse 5 games. Louisville,
No.
who's a joke. UConn. They did beat Purdue, but
Purdue can't. Their coach
Purdue should have won that game. They only beat Virginia by 2. That's not a good win.
Yeah.
And they beat the shit out of Wagner. So yeah, I get what you're saying. The Wolfpack, boy, I mean, they've had to play Texas Tech, who they beat. Who Tech is
tough schedule.
They played Clemson to a 10-point game, and then they got Florida State. Of course, NC State was at home, and they intercepted a pass in the end zone to finish that off. But hey, win's a win.
76% of the money bet is on NC State. No, 76% of the bets are on NC State. What is it? 67% of the money that is bet on the spread is on the Qs. So you're
on the right side.
You're on the right side
if you take the Wolfpack,
and you're getting over a field goal.
And you're getting over a field goal. Yeah, I don't hate that. I love putting that into a parlay. Taking NC State somewhere in there.
You could tease them up to 10. That'd be
or put them in a teaser. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. 9.5. Yeah, and it may be 4 come Saturday. I mean, this is only Wednesday night. So
yeah, all right. So my second. This is going to be one. I got 2 big bets. Last week I just had one. The first one's going to be Oklahoma State plus 3.5.
Oh, okay. I got questions.
All right. You want me to do my spiel, or you just want to ask questions? I mean, like honestly, like I don't like what.
I mean, you got to be on the same side I'm on here.
Yeah.
How is the better team? Let's not say it out loud. Let's just keep it to ourselves here.
So Oklahoma State leads the nation in team tackles for loss. Their defense.
They're salty, man.
That defense, 14th in team sacks. That defense. It's not the run and gun, go back and forth Oklahoma State team. You've grown to know and love.
And let me tell you this. I know you'll look at it and say, hey, Franklin, they're giving up 24.8 points a game, and TCU's giving up 23.8. You're not looking in the right spots. That early game against Central Michigan, their third-string defense played the entire second half of that game. Do you think any of their defense played they took starters off the field against Texas Tech? They had that thing. The things you're bringing up. I've liked the Cowboys the whole year.
I feel like that defense will get to Max Duggan. I hope I said his name right.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also, too, is a letdown spot because everybody makes fun of the game day and that Kansas, all that. But that was a huge game for TCU. And nobody ever talked about it. They just talked about Kansas.
Yeah.
But
it was a big win for TCU.
That was a huge win for TCU. And this is a letdown spot for them. And
absolutely.
There's a different animal. I'm with you, man. I make fun of you for backing the Jayhawks. But
they can play.
I love Kansas. But this is a different animal coming.
Oh, they haven't seen nothing like this. Look, they've played Colorado. Are they one of the worst? They're one of the
top 10, bottom 10, easy.
Bottom 5 teams in the country.
Easy.
All right, Tarleton. Where do they play?
What is a Tarleton?
It's got to be FCS, right?
It's like an 1800.
SMU is down. They gave up 34 points to SMU, and SMU's way down.
I like SMU.
Oklahoma just got blasted. And, of course, they blasted Oklahoma, but they gave up 24. And then they just were in a tight one at Kansas, 38-31. Kansas had the ball last to go tie it up with their backup quarterback. Yeah. Kansas had the lead twice in that game, too.
Yeah, this is just a different animal coming into Fort Worth. I think you're going to give me over a field goal. If it stays there,
what are you talking about? You're giving me the better team. That's a money line all the way, baby. You're gonna give me plus money.
You'll take them outright, huh?
Why would you not? I get it. It's +4, but
I don't hate it.
I don't see how they lose.
Is it 4 now?
Yeah, well, that's what ESPN's got it now at TCU -4. And I get it, they're at home, but Oklahoma State's not traveling that far, and they've played in Fort Worth plenty of times.
That defense will get to Max Duggan. That's what I see.
I do too.
Uh,
I love the Cowboys here.
and you're getting points. That's okay.
Yeah,
And so if we both love a bet, don't bet it.
don't stay away from it.
Yeah, it could be a magical season for TCU. All right, moving on. 2:30.
After being dreadful last year, and Gary Williams stepping down or
Well,
getting fired,
I thought
whatever.
I liked Sonny Dykes, but I thought he was going to need a year, but he didn't.
Holy smokes, no, he didn't.
Another 2:30 kid.
Hey, how good is he? He leaves SMU, and they're falling on hard times, and now he's over at TCU, and they're in the middle of a great season.
Might be the next Barry Bryant.
Mm.
My 2:30 slate Saturday is going to be busy. I'm just letting you know.
You just got all you got it.
2:30 and 3:00. All right, so Western Kentucky -8. Let me finish.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything.
All right, the public is hammering the -8 here.
Yeah, and how many times you gonna be with the public
No,
here?
that's like I said. Yeah.
Let me talk.
Yeah, just let me finish. Let me go through my motion here. I talk
All right.
slow and I can't help it.
It's all good.
All right, so the public's hammering them -8. I'm staying away here. I understand why you would want to bet the 8 though, -8. There's a common opponent in UTSA.
Yeah.
And they are really good this year. Hilltoppers lost by 3 to UTSA on the road.
Right.
Middle Tennessee State lost by 15 at home.
Right.
Here's what takes me off this bet.
Okay.
It's kind of what we talked about earlier this year. 88% of the bets made are on the Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky.
All right.
92% of the money bet is on Western Kentucky.
Ugh.
This
gross.
This is a clear sign that you
Don't-
have no business in
Vegas
this
is begging you.
Yeah, just
Begging you.
stay away from this game. But I understand why you like it.
Hey,
And this is where you separate yourself from a public bettor and you kind of transition to something else.
since you're there, can I bring up another game that the entire world wants to bet on?
Right.
And the money and the splits make no sense, and you should not do it.
Go ahead.
And since you brought up 2:30, do you know the big 2:30 game on CBS?
I don't have it pulled up. I just got my.
Alabama Crimson Tide travel to Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. That game is -7.5 for Bama. We still don't know if Bryce Young is going to play yet. I guarantee you he steps out on the field. Here's the deal. Just watch that game and have fun watching it. Because, look, the game is only -7. But, dude, that money line is inflated for -7. I mean, so Tennessee's +7. That should be a +160, +175 money line.
Well,
It's +235.
yeah, they're begging it.
Vegas is begging you to take the Volunteers here,
Yeah.
and they don't care. Take them. They said, take them. Lay your money.
Well,
Bring it to it. This is classic example of, yeah, the Vols look great. They just demolished LSU, and Alabama struggled with A&M. They didn't have their quarterback, man.
Well, also, too, Saban has had at least 4 or 5 years to get his head wrapped around his fast-paced offense.
Oh, yeah, and Will Anderson's gonna get home. Hendon Hooker had all day to throw
And
against LSU.
they also may have a lot of injuries during the game that miraculously heal.
Or heal, yeah. Look, this is my advice on this game. You do one or two things. It's Alabama or nothing. And I'm leaning to the nothing. Just watch it. Put your money on put your money on 5 other 2:30 games so you got money going.
And then turn that game
and
on.
then turn that game on TV1 and watch it and have fun.
Yeah.
The money, I think, Paul, I shit you not, I think over 85% of the money is on Tennessee, the +7.5.
Well,
It's just, it makes no sense. Where all the money's going, you'd be with the public. The money line is inflated because Vegas is begging you to take Tennessee here.
I saw what
Just be careful.
I saw what you were talking about. There's a lot of public action on Tennessee.
A ton of it.
I didn't make my notes or whatever. You know what I was talking about. You see
Yeah.
that I'm working what I'm working with here. But I will pull it up in a minute and tell you exactly what's going on there. It's just I don't know. It's an overreaction to what Alabama's done.
And to what Tennessee did to LSU. And
LSU
is
is
trash.
not good.
No,
I've
they're
told
not
we've been
good.
telling y'all from
They're not any good.
why they beat State. State should be ashamed.
No, that's State's fault, and I think they know it. I think State knows it.
Man.
Absolutely.
They should not have lost that game.
No.
Okay. Anyway, so I'll move forward.
You digress.
I do enjoy our state brethren out there, but I will stand by my morals and I will not pick them again except for the Egg Bowl.
I'm not touching their game with Kentucky. Yeah, you couldn't make me touch that game.
Kentucky burnt my man.
Yeah,
Anyways,
we should have known better with Will Levis not playing. Obviously, he's the most valuable player on that team.
3:00 kick. I ain't gonna lie, I don't got much here. I'm just gonna tell you what I got. James Madison -11.
Back to the Dukes.
They may be the best team in the country.
The James, I looked at them. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at them. I just can't pull. Did they cover last week?
Of course they did.
The big spread. Wasn't it like 11 last
It
week?
could have been 47. They would have covered.
Let me look.
They're better friendly.
They
baby.
beat the hell out of them. They beat them by 20. They beat Arkansas State by 22.
They're better friendly. They like the gamble.
And Georgia Southern's just coming off a blasting of Georgia State where they should have. Yeah, I liked Georgia Southern. Do you know how many rush yards James Madison gives up a game?
It ain't much.
42.
It ain't much.
That defense, man. Are you kidding me?
No, if you look at team stats, I'm like, you just pick one. Just pick a team stat. James Madison's there.
They run it for 213 and they hold you to 42. Oh my! Here's the stat.
Might be the best team in the country. I'm not kidding.
Here's the stat that's gonna get you. That's probably why Paul is taking them -12. Georgia Southern gives up 224 on the ground.
It's gonna be ugly.
And James Madison runs for 213.
Yeah, I'm gonna read verbatim what I got here. It says James Madison 3:00 -11. I'm gonna ride them till they buck me.
Hey,
got like the Chanticleers.
That's right. I like it. I don't. I think maybe you've converted me. I've liked them all year. I think I liked them early in the year against Middle Tennessee and against App State. Not sure that I bet them, but dude, they have transitioned to the FBS well, have they not?
No.
After this game, they're going to be bowl eligible.
And
in their
I
first
apologize
year.
for not knowing who the coach of James Madison is, but he may be the next Leopold.
How much money is Lance Leopold printing right now? He might as well have a print press in his house, just making all of them.
And don't get it messed up. Kansas has got
Hey,
money
just
to keep
because
him.
they lost, last week, don't let that fool you. That team can play, and be careful of that Oklahoma game. And it really sucks, and I hate it for the Jayhawks. But Jalen Daniels is out for the year. I mean,
we're gonna talk about that game. I don't have it down, but you might. But if you don't, we're gonna talk about it anyway because
I do
fishy.
have it.
Something's fishy. But I got one more game to get through.
All right, go ahead.
And this is the one I got a lot of stuff on. 3:00. Tulane -12 goes to South Florida. I like Tulane here. South Florida played Cincinnati tough last week. It is what it is. But Cincinnati, they played down to opponents.
They do.
All right, so
I didn't even notice the Cincinnati game this week.
yeah, I don't know. I hope this is culturally correct, but I think that South Florida may have shot their wad last week. Like Tulane only gives up 13 points a game.
Wait, I thought you said Cincinnati.
Tulane's playing South Florida.
Right. Where did Cincinnati come in?
South Florida played Cincinnati last week.
Oh.
And they played them
okay.
tough. So I was trying to give a
Okay.
example
Look,
of why.
I'm sorry. Look, I got something came up on my phone. I do apologize. But yeah, no, this is one of my games. I'm all over this Tulane South Florida game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's right there on the paper. I got it.
All right, so Tulane's only giving up 13 points a game. They're fourth in the country in pass yard per game defensively. 11th in the country in penalties per game. That means they're disciplined. South Florida's very good on that side of the ball too. But when you're talking about what we're talking about here in South Florida, gave Cincinnati everything they get. They're set up for a letdown here. Talent wins out, turnovers win out. Tulane rolls here. Uh, they're just too good. They're gonna be too good for this
Tulane's
team.
played super. Look, Michael Pratt, good quarterback.
No,
He's played really well. Their scoring defense is great. Tulane's only giving up 13 points a game.
Yep.
South Florida's giving up 36 a game.
Yeah, Tulane's gonna roll here.
Look, Cincinnati, they came out. Everybody thought they were still. They're playing okay. They still have decent talent, but
They have always played down to opponents and up
absolutely,
to opponents. They just go along with
absolutely.
whatever's happening.
And I know Tulane's traveling here, but Tulane's wanting to make a statement, man. I mean, they're coming off with two big wins against Houston, against ECU. They beat Kansas State. Boy, that loss to USM, boy, you know they got to be kicking themselves there. I don't know what happened there, what went wrong in that game, but they should have never lost it. That's kind of like State with LSU.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know they're the better team.
yeah, hates it.
Sorry, what you got left for me?
The only thing I got is a fun fact. I can do it now or later.
Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question. I know you don't like doing this, but
Oh,
I
boy.
think you'll enjoy.
Put me on the spot.
No,
He did not give me this question prior to getting on the horn, by the way.
No, I think you'll enjoy this.
All right.
All right.
Send it.
All right. So give me, and it's a lot to it, but you'll understand why in a minute.
Okay.
Give me the top 3 teams in the country that lead the nation in pass completions per yards per pass completions.
I know one of them is Army or Navy,
Okay.
and that's only because I looked last week, and I knew to toss them out because they've thrown like two passes. One of them's thrown like 2 passes all year, and it went for 30-something yards.
That's one of them.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Give me the top 3. You got one of them.
I don't know. I couldn't even begin to
Yes,
tell
you
you the
can.
other two.
Yeah, I mean you're right there.
Army and Navy 1 and 2.
Air Force, Army, and
Air
Navy.
Force, Army, and Navy. Air
Yeah.
Force was number 1, right?
Oh,
Is
they
that-
sling it. They throw it all over the field. What are you talking about? Look, one of these teams may have only thrown 20 passes this year.
I know, but that's
but
what's
they're 20,
funny.
40
When I
yards
saw
down
it, boy,
the
they
field.
go forever. It's probably like a 5-yard little out that ended up turning
Man,
into a
I-
big
I
play.
giggled. I said, I'm going to ask Franklin if he knows.
You know, it's funny you asked it because when I did say that, I remember seeing. I guess it was Air Force. I saw that was leading the country. Oh, that is funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, good times. All right, that's
So all 3 of them are 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir. And passing. It's the Air Force, for God's sake.
Oh
So,
goodness, that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna try to run down some of mine pretty quick. So you mentioned some of them. Look, I don't know what to do with this game, but boy, is it intriguing. It may be like Alabama, Tennessee. Penn State travels to the Big House to take on the Wolverines. Well, the Wolverines are a 7-point favorite. Here's the only thing I can tell you. I guess they're sticking with McCarthy at quarterback. Michigan, has he been the quarterback last few games? You know they were doing that
Yeah, they went
flip-flop
back,
thing earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Penn State. Their best win is Purdue. And that was the first game they played, and that was the 35-31 where you and I both thought Purdue should have won that game.
No.
Their other 4 wins are Ohio, trash. Auburn, trash.
No.
Central Michigan, trash. Northwestern, trash. So
Yeah.
4 of their 5 wins are awful.
Yeah, I got
Michigan has gone on the road the last 2 weeks and taken out Big Ten teams. They took out Iowa. They took out Indiana, who hung in there for a half. They beat Maryland at Maryland, which Maryland's not a bad team. And then, of course, Connecticut and Hawaii can be tossed away. I mean, Michigan's got the better wins. I think they've got the better defense here.
they're also 5-0 to the under.
Yeah, the over-under here is 51. That seems like a
I
lot
gotta
of
get
points
up
in
again.
that game.
I know I'm getting up a bunch. but things are happening.
So, Michigan may be in one of my teasers. I like them to win at home. But I don't think that Penn State's very good because they don't have any quality wins. But they're 5-0. They've beaten everybody that they've come in contact with, and they've taken them down. So who's to know? Kansas, Oklahoma. I think Paul's got something else on that game. Look, like I said, Kansas missing but that backup quarterback didn't look bad. And you're going to give me 9 points against the Oklahoma team that looks defeated. I don't know if Dylan Gabriel's coming back, but man, they just got annihilated by Texas. I don't know how that's hard to come back from. I get it, there at home. If they were on the road, I'd be hammering this thing. But they are at home, so 9 points still seems like a lot. Old Dominion travels to Coastal. I'm back on the teal. 12 and a half. Old Dominion's okay. I just don't think they can hang in there for 4 full quarters with Coastal. Coastal's going to win this game pretty easily. I think I got them. There'll probably be again in another little teaser there. They shouldn't have much problem with the Monarchs. Um, and this is one I just wrote down because the line just got me curious. And I think this says more about the better team than it does the bad team.
You just say,
Yeah, California
oh God,
travels to Colorado.
oh boy,
This line is only 14 and a half.
yeah.
To me, that says more about Cal than it does Colorado. I mean,
Yeah.
Colorado is trash.
Yeah,
And if
they're
I'd have
good.
seen any line that was only 14 points with Colorado involved,
Yeah.
I'm hammering that game.
Yeah.
But is Cal just awful?
Yeah.
They only lost to Notre Dame by 7.
I don't stay up late enough to watch these games. I'll be honest with you.
They beat Arizona 49-31. And Washington State is a pretty good team. They lost to Washington State 28-9. I think Cal covers the 14 pretty easily. Colorado's awful.
Yeah, they're not good.
But just beware that line should be 20 to 21. So I think that says more about California than it does Colorado because we all know Colorado is trash.
All right, I had a couple. I think I added the Michigan State 5-0 to the under. Your Old Dominion Coastal game, 52% of the money bet is on Old Dominion. 73% of the money bet is on Old Dominion. So you're on the right side of
Yeah,
that.
I think Coastal's going to cover that line. I don't think Old Dominion can score. Their defense is not bad. I just don't think they can score. Now, Coastal hadn't been great on defense this year, but I think they can hit enough big plays that puts Old Dominion away early.
And back to your Kansas.
Yeah, you said you had something on Kansas, Oklahoma. You wanted
It's
to
just
talk
something
about.
I don't understand. Okay, so last year, I can't remember the kid's first name, but his last name's Bean. He came in relief of Daniels,
Right.
and he played well. Last year he did not play well, but he had a whole off season under Leopold
To get ready.
and once he got in there, he was not.
Dude was slinging it.
If you watch that game, he was not scared.
And he threw some dimes in that game against TCU.
Against a good TCU team. I don't know who's starting for quarterback. If they don't start General Booty, then
I think Gabriel's coming. There's talk that Gabriel's coming back, but does it matter?
I think Kansas is pretty good, man.
That's what I'm saying. Does it matter if Gabriel starts for Oklahoma? That Kansas defense has been pretty salty all year.
You gonna give them 9 points? That's incredible.
That's a lot of points. I'm on the J. You know what? Screw it. I'm taking the Kansas Jayhawks plus the 9. Give them to me all day long.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't. What am I missing there?
All right, I'm going to one. We talked about bad teams. Don't go to bad teams. Well, it's not a bad. Eastern Michigan is at home facing a 1-5 Northern Illinois, and this has to be a trap line. Eastern Michigan's only favored 2.5. Paul. 230 on ESPN Plus.
2:30 game.
I don't understand it. Eastern Michigan's 4-2. They've got some decent games in there.
Sports Line's got that 37-36.
Eastern Michigan. Of course they do. Now look, they both give up a ton of points. Don't get me wrong, but Northern Illinois gives up 7 more points than Eastern. Northern Illinois is 1-5 on the year. They went to overtime with Ball State. Lost.
Ooh, a ton of money's coming in on Eastern Michigan.
It has to be. That line is crazy. I know I'm on the wrong side of it, but I love Eastern Michigan there at -2.5. That and I'm sure it's a fucking trap game, but
Eastern Michigan's 2-4 against the spread.
yeah, well,
But the
All
four,
right, and here we're running one back here from last week, and I think that they got the coach that they wanted. He is now the head coach. He's the interim head coach, but he's going to be the full time head coach come next year.
whiskey.
They got look. That's all they needed. They needed to get the guy back in that they wanted, get this thing reinvigorated. The Badgers are gonna go up there to Michigan State,
Ooh,
East Lansing,
no,
right? I think
yeah,
that's where they play,
that's right.
and they're gonna beat the dog shit out of Michigan State Spartans.
What time is that game?
That game is at 3 o'clock on Fox. It's a 7 point spread. It ain't enough. It ought to be
Mm.
15. The Badgers big over the Michigan State Spartans.
I hate to break your heart.
Yeah.
Ton of money coming in on the Badgers.
Well, it's like last week. It was last week when they were against Northwestern,
Yeah,
and
well,
did not matter
yeah, and Tennessee had a ton of money coming in on them too.
against
I mean,
LSU last week.
shit.
Yeah, and
Man.
we all cashed in on Tennessee last week. Yeah, look, they've got their coach. That Jim Leonard's going to be the guy, and that they're going to start rolling. They wanted to get Jim Leonard in so he could get some confidence going and get this thing back on track.
Shit. With Sportsline's got it 23-20.
No, Michigan State won't score 20 points.
Yeah, there's favor to the under there. It's at 49.5. If it gets to 50, I don't think I hate that either.
Going over.
I mean, I would like the under because I mean, if Michigan State's not going to score the football, then
I don't think so. I don't. I mean, they haven't scored it all year unless
if you're at
I'm missing something.
if you're at 50,
Well, they averaged 26 points a game, but they scored.
yeah, but that's a different
They
animal.
scored 28 against Washington, 7 against Minnesota, 13 against Maryland. They scored 20 against Ohio State, but when was that? What, late fourth quarter or something?
Yeah, if you give them 35-14, that's 49 points. That's still under.
It's still under. You're right. I don't hate the under, and I don't hate Wisconsin minus a 7. So I love the Tulane game that you already mentioned. All the things we talked about
Yeah.
there. Tulane going to South Florida. What's the line there? I missed it.
It's minus 12. Well, that's what I got it at. I don't know what it is now. Be honest.
Yeah, 12. I still like it.
I can
I still
find out
like
real
that.
quick, though.
All right, here's my big 6:30 game.
Ooh.
Here's the one.
There we go.
Clemson Tigers travel to the Florida State Seminoles. Clemson's only laying 3.5. They're gonna dominate Florida State from start to finish.
I actually had that thing wrote down. I had a whole paragraph of bullshit on it.
And you forgot it.
I didn't forget it. I deleted it
Why?
because I can't remember.
You
There was something there that scared me off.
something that scared you?
It was common opponents or something. But anyways,
right.
go ahead and finish your thing.
No,
I'm sorry.
look, Clemson's defensive line is really, really good. I know they kind of struggle with Wake Forest, but they've struggled with Wake Forest for 2 years in a row. Sam Hartman and the boys over there really know what they're doing on offense. I mean, Florida State lost their last 2 games. They had 2 big games. They lost to Wake Forest at home. They went to NC State, and they played hard, but they got beat. I just think Clemson gets a weak Florida State team, a beat down, downtrodden Florida State, and they take care of business.
How do you feel about the over there?
What is it?
50.
51.
51.
See, that's a good number. I mean, Vegas is so good. I mean, that's really. I see a 30 to 17 game.
Yeah, Clemson's a 6-0 against the to the over, and then Florida State's 4-2.
I see a 30 to 17 game there
Yeah, okay.
in favor of Clemson.
I like Clemson, but I can't remember. I mean, they got it 34-21.
Did you have any thoughts on Nebraska, Purdue? Purdue minus 14 at home.
I'm not trusting Purdue ever again, or
Not either.
Nebraska.
I'm not betting either one. I
can't
thought it was
get on the
funny
right
to bring
side.
it up. I can't get on the right side of either team. All right, and I'm going to admit where I'm wrong. USC is better than I thought. Caleb Williams slinging around. Lincoln Riley's got those boys playing. They're a 3.5-point dog at Utah. Utah just got beat by UCLA, but Utah's much better at home. But I don't hate, if you want to, go up there and grab those points with the Trojans.
Yeah, I looked at that one too, and I don't.
I mean, I don't know, but if I'm leaning one way, I'm leaning Trojans. So we're running short on time here, and but I think that's got it. We're going to come back Saturday morning and give you our picks and where our tickets are. Right? Paul didn't know that, but we're going to do that Saturday morning. Back at the pool house.
Oh, we're
Ready to
on.
go. We're on, baby. Back at the pool house Saturday morning. We'll be there. That's Paul. I'm Franklin. This is Cash and Tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets, and we will be back with you Saturday morning for all the points. I mean, all the points for all the games. So let's go out there and make some money. We'll see you next time.